So I am going to show you how to do your Edmark work at home. So for those that can't get online and do it with me, and that way you can do it at home with your child whenever you have a chance to do it, not necessarily during the school hours that you cannot be here. So I'm going to share this document with you first on here. This will be in your child's folder, a link for your individual child. So this is what we call the picture recognition. So what the main important thing when we start reading is that we can recognize different letters mean different things. Different words mean different things. And I know we see a table, an ice cream, and you're like, what does that have to do with reading? Well, we have to first distinguish that that is a table and that is a table, and that we can touch and match the exact same thing without saying, where's the table? So you would touch the table, and then they would touch the other table. If they get if they say they touch the table and then they touch the fish, cover the fish up so the next time they can't touch that fish with your hand. And you can just write down for me, send it to me if they did it independent, if they were able to do it, what was wrong, what they did wrong, how many times it took, how many times they, were able to do it. Each one of these now are going to be the same thing, touch the ball, touch here. As we go through, it's black and white for the rest of it. The first one is colored just to give you that initial view of what they're doing, for them to get that touch it. Well, then it goes to black and white, and that's because our stories are written in black or not white. When we read our words, they're in black and white. They're not in red and green and yellow. So we want to be able to distinguish the shapes and the things as they are black and white. After they get this one done and they get it 100% correct or close enough, then you would move to the next one. And I'm going to pull that one up for you to see too. And again, this will be on your child's link when I tell you that's their homework or whatever. And so we start with this again. This one you cannot do in presentation mode because it will not let you do that. So I suggest going over here and making that bigger by subtracting the percentage, okay? Because if you go up, it's going to make just this side over here is going to be larger, but we want this side to be larger. So the first word, and I know everybody says, what? The first word that we learn is horse. Horse is the first sight word that we learn in our Edmark program here with our students. So a lot of times, at first time I was like, that's a big word, but that is the first word we teach them. So the first slide, you're going to have the word and the picture. Horse, horse. So we want them to touch the word horse and then touch the picture. So then you can even touch the horse, touch the picture. The next page is where it's going to get where you've got to do some manipulating yourself. So horse, horse. Where's the horse? Now, you see this black box. This is what you're going to do. You're going to slide that down. So it just slides down and covers it. So this is the word horse. So what you would do is say, touch horse. This is horse. Say horse. Now, if you have a child that can't communicate the word horse, then you can either put a picture of a horse down, or they can just point to horse or point to the picture of the horse, okay? Just because they're not saying horse does not mean that they don't understand that this word means horse. So I suggest you get like a picture of a horse. You can easily copy and paste this picture and make it your thing. So you're going to say, this is the word horse, horse, and then you move this up. Touch the word horse. Now your child would use his finger and touch the right word horse. Now, if they touch this one, same thing, cover that up with your hand and do it again. Until they get the right one. Then you're going to move it. And I'll say this has 3 blocks, so it gets a little bit worse, but you have 3 words. And obviously, I want you to touch the word horse. When they touch it, say horse. If they're using the picture of a horse, show the picture of a horse at the same time. So touch, then say horse. Touch, then show a picture of horse. The next one, you're going to move it up here, and you have your 3 words again. And so we're going to say touch horse. So the directions you're given is touch horse. And they would touch the word horse. Again, if they get it wrong and they touch this, cover this up. Next, you would move that up, and you would say, what's this? What's this? And they will say, horse, or show you the picture of the horse. If they get it wrong, you could say, try again. On the second time they get it wrong, then you say horse to give them another thing. Then you have another page, and again, it's going to be just like this. And you're going to say, touch horse, move it up, touch horse, move it up. What's this say? It says horse. And then you're going to do it again. Now, here's where we got other words that mean something. So we're learning the word horse. So for this lesson, it's just going to be horse. So you're not going to touch these words, but they do mean something. The C in yellow. The reason why we were using these nonsense words, and now we have a word, is we need to be able to distinguish between the real words too. So it'd be touch horse. Again, touch horse. What's this word? Horse, either the picture or the word. Now, when they touch horse here, repeat that, horse. Have them repeat horse. And then you're going to do it again. I know this seems like we've done this for 5 slides, but it's important that we do it for actually all the slides. This one is actually, So with that, then the last thing you're going to see is the word horse again. When your child has gotten 100% from the beginning of this lesson horse to the end of the lesson horse, you will move on to the next sight word, which will be A. And this is lesson 2, and this is A. It's very important because at the same time we're learning that A says ah. And so a lot of times the students will say ah when they see A. And so we need to make sure that we're distinguishing while we're writing and reading, we're going to say the word A, because it's hard for them to put it together as being 2 different entities, 2 different things. One's an A, one's an A. So we'll do that. Now, when your child has passed lesson 1, and I've told you they've passed it, you've given me the information, then we'll move on to lesson 2. With lesson 2, you will be reviewing horse and learning A. So you'll have both those words going at the same time. And practice this all the time, and they would be able to learn these words. The next thing I want to show you real quick before I close up on you here is, okay, the next thing I'm going to show you really quick, I'm sorry I had a blank there, is the flashcards flashcard slides that everybody has. And these are just to go over with your child. They're pretty basic. Do not put this in present mode, because then you won't be able to move the squares. But it's basically just saying, what's this word? Horse. Is it horse? Yes, it's horse. And this is something your child can do by themselves if they're able to manipulate and move the square. And so A doesn't have a picture. I could not come up with a picture for A. Car, car. Yellow, yellow. C, C. So even if your child is only working on the word horse right now, it's okay if you go ahead and start manipulating and letting them see car and saying car. Then you're giving them that lesson that will help them get knowledge of what that is. So we have horse, and we would see it. If you are still working on lesson 1, I would not go any further than the word see for right now, which is probably enough. If your child is doing great and able to say the words with no problem, let me know and we'll move on to the next lesson. Sometimes the kids get it like that, and we'll be on lesson 4 in one day. So, but since you're at home and you're doing it with them, it's going to be kind of different. So we'll try this way. So if you have any questions, let me know. Send me an email or whatever. Text me, whatever, saying that you're confused, I will jump online with you and we'll do it. I can do it afternoons. If you need me to do something in the evenings, I would be available to do that for you. Bye. I miss all of y'all.